we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters. Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am in my office right now, and I am swimming the albinos in the house for the last time. I am going to move them to the garage. That big rack system that we built that fits the two aquariums. We're going to move their aquarium into the garage with the same heat lamp and everything. And I feel like in the house, the way I have it set up, I am not getting enough temperature. They actually eat better after I swim them in this warm water. And they're not eating as hard if I swim them in the morning and I don't feed them until the afternoon. They don't eat as hard. But if I swim them in the warm water, which isn't scalding hot or anything like that, then every single one of them is like triggered and wanting to eat. And so they're not all going all the way up to the top of the basking spot. So I think the ambient temperature all in itself is not warm enough. So that's one reason. The second reason is I have company coming in town. I have a couple reptile people coming in town, and we're going to be shooting a bunch of videos together. And I'm going to give my master bedroom up to the couple. Another person is staying in the guest bedroom. So I'm probably going to set myself up an air mattress, back on an air mattress, but I'm going to sleep in my office and let everyone else be comfortable for those days. And we're going to be shooting a bunch of videos together. So what we're going to do tomorrow morning, aside from just moving the aquarium outside, is we are going to do what one of the viewers suggested, and we are going to build a rolling stand for this Waterland tub. I am going to fill this immediately with probably just mulch or something. I will do something with that later, but we're going to get a rolling stand to fit this. And I don't think that we're going to have the time, because we have a crazy deadline trying to get 2 enclosures done for animals that are coming with this group. So we have to get 2 enclosures done. And let's see, one is a black roughneck monitor, and the other, they're just sleeping in that tub. Every one of them, they're just like, yeah, my female blackthroat and a male black roughneck monitor. So very exciting. They're going to be here, I think, Thursday night, and this is Sunday night. I have a lot to do, but we're going to get this elevated, rolling on wheels, and I'm going to build it to an elevation that I can fit a 5-gallon bucket underneath it. And then later we will install a drain. Initially, we're just going to have to deal with it, but we will build a drain with a valve so I can drain it quickly. And we will use this. Like I said, my intention was to be able to roll this into the sun and swim babies, and also let them enjoy the natural sunlight. Because everyone keeps saying that, you keep these things inside and then you bring them outside into that natural sunlight and they go bonkers. If you never saw natural sunlight for the first couple years of your life, and then you went and saw sunlight for the first time, you'd probably go bonkers. So I'm not an expert. I'm not swearing what that is, but maybe natural UV light is what everyone else is producing with all these fixtures and stuff like that. Maybe it's that and then some, and maybe it overloads these animals. Maybe it's something else, but I haven't seen the babies that I start introducing to natural sunlight. They're not aggressive because of sunlight. They're not crazy because of sunlight. I mean, there's other things, fast movement. The GoPro cameras seem to be consistent. There's other things that trigger them to be a little more standoffish, but it's certainly not the sunlight. So I think with early introduction, I eliminate that problem. And you never know who you're going to sell to. Somebody who's keeping them outside or someone keeping them indoors. I don't think there's any harm if you're going to be keeping them indoors once you purchase one of my babies. So we're gonna get all this stuff done tomorrow morning, and maybe we'll get to, it was sunny today, it was a nice day, maybe we'll get to roll these guys out in the driveway and let them like enjoy some natural sunlight. Not too much, because again, they are albinos, but I think some good filtered sunlight would be really good for them. Oh, and we also have to change the screen on the top of that tub, that lid I built. So we're gonna do that and switch it to a much smaller mesh. I think I have 1/4 inch. That's gonna cover everything and filter the sunlight quite a bit for the babies. All right, so I'm gonna feed them some scrambled eggs with the crushed up shells in it tonight, and we'll be transferring tomorrow morning. All right, guys. All right, guys, it's the next morning, and I'm in the garage. I've already removed their food tray and water bowl. Look how big the white throats are getting. Like typical young rock monitors, they're quite defensive. He's hoping that this camera is food. You can see the obvious female. Wow, he is really dialing in on my fingers. This one here, he's about to stand up to go ahead and get him. We're gonna move them outside into one of the rolling driveway enclosures, one of the short, wide ones. We just sold the Guru sulfur that was in here, so we're gonna give it a good clean out the water tray really well, put a good hide spot in it, and then we'll move these little guys, and then they can get this natural sun. It's like a beautiful sunny day, and all the holdbacks are enjoying it, and these little white throats would really love it. So let me get that cleaned up, and we'll... All right, guys, now we have the new enclosure set up. Let's turn it around. Added more mulch in there, so it should be good to go. They can hide underneath this piece of palm tree bark right here, and we'll be rolling them out into the sun every day. And if not, if it's a cold day, they'll just be confined to the garage like the rest of the water monitors, and they've been doing fine and eating fine all winter. So let's go ahead and start with, well, you can start with whoever. Okay, there you go. Just a little huffy and wiggly, but not bitey. There you go, that's the little female. Maybe move their tunnel. Now, remember, we had a definitive male, which I still kind of see the one closest to us could be a female, but I can't guarantee that. Okay, buddy. He's thinking about biting, but still no attempt to bite, which is typical of the rock monitors. Very bluffy, but I've never been bit, like not even through the gloves. Watch it happen because I said that. Okay. By a rock monitor. I've never had a baby bite me. I've had baby water monitors give me little nips. Oh, on the ground. There you go. That's... Now, let's roll them into the sun. And let them get some natural UVs, which has got to be really good for them. Now these guys are going to go to Caleb McClellan's house when I remove the Argus monitors that he's been caring for. Well, my two, and I believe he's going to send his female over to our house with those two. And get you guys off of my head now. Let's see if we can't. Now they're going to be just defensive right now, so we're not going to see them relaxed in here. Really, they're just kind of fired up. They are beautiful. He's gonna come over and check me out. What are you doing in my cage? Rock monitors also do that, where they will drag their vent. They're scenting, they're showing their territory. I don't believe this one is mature enough to do it, but you can see he is dragging the base of his tail around as he goes. Oh, and a little eversion. Look at that young age. So he's trying to get his male scent. Oh, he smells insects. Look, he's dragging his rear end around, trying to show that this is his territory. Well, we'll let him be relaxed. I think their day to eat is tomorrow, so they'll get a good feed tomorrow. Now we've got to turn this light off, get this aquarium out of here, because we're not going to introduce the albinos to someone else's aquarium. So we'll restore this on the front porch for the time being, and we'll move the albinos out in their enclosure. Now I hose this down to get more moisture in it, but look how dry it gets in the garage with the heat lamp. The one inside the house, the Reptibark is sopping wet, which is weird because your air conditioner usually removes all the humidity. So we'll see. I've actually, well, here's a perfect example, is the Dumarils. I actually pulled the hose into the garage here, and I've got to just wet it all down. Back while I have the hose in here, I'll do the albinos, the male sulfur. I have to wet it all down really well because they need that humidity. And you would think, being in my garage or outdoors, it would be so humid, but no, the heat lamp takes it away very quickly. So I have to do this at least once a week, if not more. And you can see already it's getting nice and dark and wet, but that's what these guys like. So I'm gonna do that with the albinos and the male sulfur, and then we'll move the babies out here. All right, we've got them moved into the garage. Now clearly we need to clean the glass. Looks pretty horrible. It is a pile of albino water monitors. The glass is pretty dingy on this side. That's our spicier, chunky one right there. I could tell already that they're going to be so much happier in this temperature. But before I put their water and their rock and everything in, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go work on that Waterland tub and get it set up where I can give them some actual filtered UV. We'll be smart about it, but let them have their swim time with a little sun. Because in the house, like, I start with warm water and it gets cool relatively quick, and they really don't get enough swim or play time. But I'll show you with the lid the problem. Those Dumarils are actually, they started out a lot smaller than the other water monitors in this 1/2 by 1 inch mesh. I don't know how, but they seem to have gotten out through this mesh in my garage. Now, like I said, I got them back in the garage. But we're gonna go ahead and take this off. I have some 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, and we'll go ahead. We just gotta take this trim off and peel the screen off. I think I'll show you once we have the screen off and we're stapling it on. All right, guys, we have the new 1/4 inch mesh on there, and I have it all put back. And remember, we trimmed it over the screen with this heavier trim. It created weight. Nothing's really gonna lift that up. It's not all that light. And of course, I bent all the staples down, if you guys could see that. So there's nothing for them to catch their faces on underneath. All right, so the next step is to build the stand for this. So we will get started on that. Now I also see that this overhangs a little bit. All right, I'll figure it out, and I'll show you the outcome. All right, guys, now I have the support frame done. It's pressure treated 2x4s, coated screws. So it's supporting the land part of the tub. And remember, we want to build this strong because who knows what will end up in this later. I mean, right now we're using it as a tub for sunning some babies, but we may have something that we actually keep in here for a period of time. So as of right now, I just believe in building everything strong enough. So like you could have done just the exterior frame, but why not support this edge that's going to be holding the weight of the water right there, and this edge that's holding the weight of the land. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of that corral board like we use for everything, or livestock board. We have tons of this that was taken down fencing from someone else's house. Now that board will overlap the waterland tub by about 2 inches when we go overlap this. So we'll go all the way around, and then that will encase the tub on our support, and then we could screw our legs. Actually, we'll screw our legs in 2 2x4s, and then a lateral support, you'll see, so it doesn't sway. When we measure out for the legs, we're gonna make sure that a 2x4, this is being used so nobody hits that rope and drops that surf ski to the ground. But we wanna make sure that our legs are long enough for a bucket, and then we'll add the length of the wheels. So it'll clear a bucket and the drain. The drain should tuck up in here, and maybe it'll stick out just a little bit with a little quarter turn or something like that. Maybe we'll make it just a little bit longer than that, just in case. So let me get the legs on and then put that skirt on, and then we should be able to flip this sucker over and get the babies in it. All right, guys, there it is, all built. Plenty of room underneath for a bucket to go underneath there. The weight of that trim makes the lid very, very secure in that notch. I already have some clean water in there for the babies, and let's transfer them and let them have a swim. They are all a little rambunctious right now because we took the crickets, or the water out of there to clean it. They are so much warmer now. Wow, that's awesome. Definitely gonna be happier here in the garage. All right, guys. Come on, their nails are so sharp, and they hold on to their, look how beautiful. They hold on to their brothers and sisters with those sharp nails, so it's hard to get them separated. Now this is our, no, I'll get him a little bit later. Let's see. Maybe we'll get you. Maybe we'll get you. Here we go. Nice and calm. Maybe a little fast. I have a piece of wood. I'll show you guys once we get them outside so they can climb over on the other side. Their body temperatures there feel so much better. I'm definitely happier now. They've got to be happy swimming since we took that away from them. Hey, woo! Maybe the way I reached in on you. A little bit further of a carry than normal. That one took off. We don't have very good control of you, do we? There we go. Looks like a little female. Huh. There you go. Nice and calm. There you go. So much different light. I could see getting that natural light is definitely something that their eyes. So this is our bigger one right here. There you go. He's just got a little more rambunctious than the rest. So we'll slide the lid back on, and maybe we'll try and give them half natural sunlight so they can choose. I don't know if you guys can see the Dumarils is in there swimming. The male is, the female, oh, she's on top of the, and once I get this out, I'll take this off my head and then I'll know that you guys are pointed the right way. It's I can tell they just like stopped. They're like, whoa, what's that? I think the sunlight would hit just about half of this once it comes back out. Not even, their colors are just popping now. Hold on a second. There you go. Hey, you. It's funny, the camera, when I'm looking at it, doesn't show the colors the same way as I'm seeing with the light. And they're trucking over to the other side, and I put a little branch for them to climb up. We will fill it with something later, so you could see that one sitting up on top of the branch, and now they can climb onto this side. This should get nice and warm in the sun, and then climb back over and be able to swim. And I could do this for the period while I clean their cage and get their food prepped and stuff like that. Here we go. Now the sun is out. Now I could see that one on the branch is getting full sun. These guys on this side are gonna get sun, and half of the water is in the shade. So let's let them enjoy it, and we'll keep an eye on them. All right, I just rolled them back in the garage, and after a period of time in the sun, they actually all left the water and were in the side that was warmer. So what I do when I introduce food, usually after their swim, is I look for my skinnier guys, my smaller, shyer lizards, and I introduce them to the food first, give them a chance. Usually these little guys will eat. They don't typically turn down the shrimp. Here we go. It is their favorite. So I let the little ones get a good feed before the big ones get in there. Look at it. It's gonna fill its belly. Shrimp is their favorite. See, it was happy when I was holding it. It probably would have stayed at that tray. Now, tomorrow, they'll get chicken hearts or something like that. So I see another little one there. And you were probably my third smallest. There you go. The shrimp is definitely their favorite. If he walks off, he may not eat. No, he's gonna eat. They don't mess around with the shrimp. They really don't. Some of the other foods, it seems, oddly enough, egg is the one that these guys have been eating the hardest to get them to eat. Some of them will eat the egg, and then for the most part, our log. I don't care if these guys pig out and eat most of the shrimp before the other ones get in there. I really don't. Because I feed these guys every day. They do get more mistake bites than, like, on each other than any other babies I've ever produced. Come on, little one. There are some of them that don't like to eat in my hands. but a lot of them do. Woo! That one almost got my finger. Hopefully he doesn't look at his brother. Alright, yeah, see, the one skinny one's not going to... That one's not eating. But it may eat the chicken hearts tomorrow. Fine. We need to do chopped up mouse, I think, on Wednesday. But, I mean, you guys get a basic idea of what I'm doing. I think there's one more small one, or two more small ones that I want to get in there and let them eat first. And then I'll introduce the rest of them, and they'll devour that food. It'll be gone in 2 minutes. But I think that's it for this one. I think they're going to be a lot happier with the temperature out here and the humidity. Oh wow, can't even see me. It looks like Mom she's been on the screen most of the day to get to Dad. You can't tell she's swollen right now, but it may be time to open that door. See, she's specifically at the door. She knows that door opens, and that could be exactly why she's there. And if she hangs on that door tomorrow, then I'll know it's time to open it. But I believe that's all for this one, guys. To finish up on the male Dumarils in the water right there, and the little female, she's sitting up top on that half round. I'd open it up and bring it closer, but the lid from the albinos is sitting up top. All right, guys, until next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you soon.